Hello, Chafee student. Here's a step-by-step guide for how to log into your Accommodate account and submit your semester request. Before getting started, are you ready? First, check whether you've had an annual appointment. An annual appointment is an appointment with a DPS counselor where you have discussed your accommodations or education plan. Before watching this video and starting your semester request, please make sure that you have met with a DPS counselor about your accommodations or your education plan at least once within the last 365 days. If you have not, please schedule an appointment now to meet with a DPS counselor. A semester request cannot be approved unless you have completed an annual appointment with a DPS counselor about your accommodations or ed plan. If you're unsure whether you've completed your annual appointment, please reach out to the DPS office at dps.records@chafee.edu. Secondly, before submitting your semester request, please make sure you're officially enrolled in classes. You may be in one of these three situations. 1. If you've not enrolled in any classes yet, please pause this video and register for classes before submitting a semester request. If you need registration assistance, please reach out to the DPS office at dps.staff@chafee.edu. 2. If you're enrolled in most of your courses but might add additional classes later, please still follow these directions to submit a semester request now to request your accommodations for the classes that you are currently enrolled in. However, if you want accommodations for classes that you enroll in later, it is very important to remember to submit another semester request. Again, the semester request you submit today will only be good for courses that you're currently enrolled in. If you add another class to your schedule, you'll need to submit another semester request to request your accommodations for the new class you added. 3. If you are enrolled in all courses that you plan to take this semester and are not planning on adding any more courses, then you're ready to submit your semester request now, so please follow the following instructions. Step 1. Open your browser and enter this link into the top search bar. Step 2. Select the student option and input your login credentials. You'll now see your homepage with the latest DPS announcements. Be sure to take a moment to review any announcements you haven't already seen. Step 3. Navigate to the left side menu and select the accommodation link to show more options. Then select the semester request option. You'll immediately be given a reminder about testing accommodations. If you have been approved for testing accommodations, such as extended testing time or distraction-reduced environment, please take your time to read this reminder. Be aware of how to use your testing accommodations and how much notice you must give our exam coordinator before scheduling the test. If you have questions about this process, please email them to dps.staff@chafee.edu. Step 4. After reviewing the reminder, scroll down to the red Add New button in order to add a new semester request. Step 5. Towards the top of the page, you're given a list of the accommodations you are approved to request for the semester. Please note if any of your accommodations have an expiration date. If the expiration date takes place before the beginning of the semester, then you will not be able to receive that accommodation for this semester. If you'd like to extend an expiration date, please make an appointment with a DPS counselor to learn how to do that, but you may still submit your first semester request now. Step 6. Navigate to the semester option and expand the drop-down menu. Select the semester that you have just enrolled into. After selecting your semester, you will see your courses pop up on the right side of the screen. There are now 2 buttons above the list of courses. If you would like to request to use all of your accommodations for all of your courses with just one click, then select the red Submit for All Accommodations button. This will automatically submit your semester request with one click and send the notification to DPS that you want all of your accommodations for all classes you're currently enrolled in. However, if you have accommodations that have special circumstances or conditions, please be careful to not select this Submit for All Accommodations option. For example, if you know you have an accommodation that has a note saying it can only be used for your math classes or only for non-math classes, please select the white Review the Renewal button. You can also select the Review the Renewal button if you simply would like more flexibility to choose which accommodations you want for which class. Step 8. If you click Review the Renewal, you'll be taken to a new screen where you can select which accommodations you want for which classes. The combination of classes and accommodations is entirely up to you. Selecting courses for each accommodation. Please indicate which courses you would like to use each accommodation for by selecting or deselecting the checkboxes beside the courses under each accommodation. If you're not sure whether you'll need an accommodation for a course, the best rule of thumb is to still request it and leave it selected just in case you'll like to use it later. Deleting an accommodation from the request. You may decide that you don't want a certain accommodation for any of your classes this semester. If you don't want to use an accommodation for any of your classes, do not deselect the courses. Instead, leave the courses checked. Please select the Remove Accommodation button below. This will remove the accommodation from this semester request only, but you can still request it with another semester request later if you change your mind. After clicking the Remove Accommodation button, it will change to say Deleted. Click it again if you would like to add it back to your request. Accommodations with special circumstances. If you know you have an accommodation with special circumstances or conditions, such as an accommodation that should only be used for math classes, for example, please do your best to only ask for the accommodations appropriate for the classes. If you see from the description of an accommodation that it should only be used for math classes, please do not request the accommodation for non-math classes. If you need help, please reach out to a DPS counselor. Any accommodations with special circumstances like these that are submitted incorrectly could delay the approval of all of your accommodations. Step 9. After carefully reviewing your selections, please click the Submit button. This will send your request to the DPS counselors who will review your request before approving it. Step 10. To keep track of when your semester request is approved, please check your Panther email for any updates, but you can also see the status on your Accommodate account. To see the status on your account, return to the semester request screen you were on earlier. Here will be a list of the accommodations you requested on the semester request page. Each accommodation will have details about which classes you requested it for and when you submitted your request. When it has been approved by a DPS counselor, the accommodation will gain an approved stamp beside it. If there is no stamp, that means your request is still being processed. You should also receive a copy of your accommodation letter in your Panther email and in the letters area of your Accommodate account. The accommodation letters will be sent by a DPS counselor to each of your instructors, and the letter will only list the accommodations that you requested for their class specifically. The letter will be sent after your semester request has been approved. Step 10. Remember to submit semester requests every semester that you would like to use your accommodations, and be sure to communicate with your instructors about the specifics of activating your accommodations. Remember, it is the student's responsibility to approach their instructors to discuss their accommodations. If you still have any questions after reviewing all of these tutorial videos, please reach out to DPS through this email address, dps.staff@chaffey.edu. Thank you.